My new book covers came. Look at that. How cool is that? All right, so this is a reading from Isolated Incident, which is the last story in this series of short stories. And this is part of the way through on page 68. I wanted to sit up. I wanted to get out of bed, and I wanted to walk around. I wanted to be able to do anything other than this. Where was my son, my family? I was so weak, all I could do was just lie there with my eyes closed, unable to sleep or even think straight. The lights were blurry, my fever must have been increasing. I could hear my heart thumping in my ears. It echoed in a way that I began to think I was hearing someone talking, or maybe grunting. I must have laid there at least an hour trying to block out the lights and sound of my own reverberating time clock. I even managed to shift my weight and grab the cup of water from the side table, again drinking more before I heard the door swing open, slowly rolling back to center in hopes of a face I knew. My excitement diminished when I saw another hazmat suit waddle towards me. I hoped that this ambivalent unisex person may be able to tell me what's wrong, or better yet, take me to see someone who had answers, someone who didn't look like they thought I was a biohazard. I knew I had a virus. Everyone gets this sort of thing. The segregated room seems like an overreaction. The person was carrying 2 sacks of saline, and they went to the corner of the room before dragging over an IV pole and sticking me with the needle. I was so much more concerned with why I was there that I didn't even feel the needle slide in. I kept asking, why was I in the room? What do I have? The person responded with, we don't know yet, sir. We're trying to diagnose both of you as we speak. Please stay in your bed. You're under continuous surveillance. Keep drinking water. It'll help with the fever. But I don't have the same thing as him, I replied. Dr. Biohazard turned on his well-covered toes and walked back towards the door, leaving me with as much as I knew when I was left alone the first time. I was in and out of consciousness for a while after that. I remember waking up in the night to the lights in the room still being on, although slightly dimmer than before, and the noise of silence. It's eerie how quiet a hospital can be, like the calm before the storm. Suddenly the air kicked on. It startled me, but I immediately recognized the noise and my muscles loosened. Then I noticed the fog, the light-colored smoke that appeared to be coming through the vent. Help! There's a fire! Help! I said as loudly as my parched throat could muster. I tried to get out of bed, but the mist, it didn't smell like a fire. There should have been a smoldering, ashy scent in the air. Instead, the room was starting to smell familiar in a queasy way, like a public restroom at a rest stop. There was a clawing smell of cherry, not like a cherry candle or even a fresh cherry. It was the smell of cough syrup, the kind you would run from as a child. It had a chemical smell and initiated a painful series of gags. I tried getting up. I tried rolling over. My body was so feeble. Then the blackness came. I think the lights went out. I hope the lights went out. Or I passed out. I hope I didn't pass out. All I remember is the darkness and an overwhelming feeling of calm. Okay, so this is from Stories to Curl Your Toes, which I wrote a while ago, and the sequel will be coming out in a few weeks. So, exciting. Let me know what you think.